As the name suggests, barriers is nothing but something which works as a hurdle to effective communication. As I said, there could be many reasons why a communication failed or why a communication could not lead into an effective communication. Now, over here in this course, I have identified some barriers and some which are very important. To begin with, the first barrier we have is lack of first and the foremost barrier. There's a reason behind it, because when we do not listen. Okay, before I explain this, let me again revise back that communication is a process of transferring a message from the sender to the receiver, and this message has to be understood clearly. All right, that means the receiver of the message has to understand the message in the same manner which the sender had intended to send. Only then my communication is an effective communication. My purpose of communication is achieved. Now, what could be the possible reasons why my communication has not succeeded? Firstly is it was not heard properly. There was lack of listening. Now, when I am talking to you or I'm talking to someone, some person, okay, I say something which, if he's not able to hear, or if we are not able to, if someone talks to us, what do we say? First thing, sorry, come again, right? Can you please repeat it? Right? That means the speaker was not clear while sending the message. Okay, so we have to ask again, because we could not hear clearly, we could not listen clearly to what he has spoken for the first time. Okay, this could be one reason. Now, what could be the other reason why I was not able to hear, or why was my message not heard properly? One is I might be the speaker was very fast. What comes to the mind next? Okay, when I was talking, when I was passing on the message, there was lots of noise pollution. This generally happens whenever we are trying to talk in a noisy or crowded place. Okay, it happens that we have to repeat things many a times, and louder, and top of our voice sometimes we talk, just so that my message is clearly heard. Whatever I'm trying to say, please order a coffee for me. Will you order a coffee for me? So I have to literally repeat it till it is heard. Then lack of attention. Now, if you see, it's human tendency that whenever something wrong happens, okay, we are we are tend to blame situations, others, but we will not take the onus of the responsibility. We will never take it on us. But it is not always the other person's fault. Many a times it is even our own mistake. Like when the speaker was speaking, okay, I did not pay attention, or the receiver did not pay attention. It could be like just turned around to have a look at something, and in that the message was gone. I missed on a very important message. Or while the speaker was talking, my phone rang, there was a message, and I just saw is what's it? And the message was gone. Or let's say I'm sitting in a class, the teacher is talking something, my pen fell down. I just try to pick it up, and in between that, my message is passed. So what is it that I was not paying attention, or suddenly while talking to, listening to a person, I suddenly realized, oh, it's 4 o'clock, because there was a watch behind that person who was talking. And while talking to him, I just realized, I just looked up and said, oh, it's 4 o'clock, time to leave. So my attention diverted from the speaker. And this could also be a possible reason why I could not listen. Finally, we give something for the physical disability. I mean, could be, 10% times, or not even 10, I should say. 2% of the time, it is a genuine physical disability of a person that he is hard on hearing. But this is not generally the case, because if a person is hard on hearing, we are well aware. Okay, it's very, very rarely that we do not know that the person is hard on hearing whom we are talking to, and because of this disability, he is not able to listen properly. Hence, he doesn't understand. He doesn't listen. That is, he doesn't receive the message properly. So he doesn't understand. So how would there be an effective communication? So my lack of listening becomes a very big barrier to effective communication. What next is there? What could be the possibly next reason? One is maybe he's not heard. Second, okay, if I am a speaker and you are asking me what happened, why do you think your message is not delivered, or why is your communication not effective? So I would try to reason it out as a human tendency. I would say maybe the receiver has not heard it properly. She did not hear it properly. Or I say that whatever I spoke is not understood. I mean, why? What was it? Why it was not understood? Could be because of the language barrier. Language is another very big barrier to effective communication. As it is very clear in this picture, these are two different people from different countries altogether. So, when we belong to different countries, could be a language barrier coming up between communications. And definitely different countries have different set of languages. Like if I go to China, I would not be able to understand any single word whatever they speak. Not at all. China, Japan, wherever, I mean, the kind of language which I do not know, I would not understand a single word. And why do I need to go to China? Whereas here itself, being in a different state, if I just move across a state, I would find a different language. Okay, being in the same country also, different states have different languages. So one state person, it's difficult for him to understand the other state's language unless he knows the language. But here we are talking about barriers. So assuming that he doesn't know the language, so being in the same country also would not help if he is unaware of the language of the speaker. Then the accent is different. See, English is recognized as an international language. So across the world, English is spoken and heard very well. Okay, but in while speaking English also, there are different essence of people. The mother tongue influence is there. The mother tongue influences the language, the essence of the language of a person. What we speak is a normal English, but if we hear the Americans speak, they have a different accent. The Britishers have a different accent. Europeans have a different accent. Africans have a different accent. Romans speak differently. So, though they speak the same language, the language is still same, but all speak differently. So, that is again a barrier that, due to the accent, I could not understand the language. And then lastly, there could be linguistic problem in language. That is meanings. What I mean, what one word mean in a language doesn't mean the same in the other. So I understand English, okay, but what you were trying to say, I was not able to know because I have a linguistic problem.